What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about Prime Day. Of course, this is something that I'm sure either you are 100% for or 100% against. It just kind of depends on what you prefer, but I've enjoyed using Amazon Prime. It definitely has its benefits and it definitely has its cons. So what I'm going to be doing in today's video is just talking about some of the newer items that I have discovered off of Amazon and of course are available through Prime. And yeah, I will have my playlist down below with all of my Amazon videos. I believe I only have 2 or 3 videos in that playlist. I'm not going to re-mention any of those items that I've discussed in those previous videos. So check out down below in that playlist in the event that you haven't seen any of mine and you kind of like the recommendations that I make in this video, you might like the recommendations that I made in previous videos. I have my list. I came prepared. So yeah, let's just get into it. First things first, I'm actually going to scoot over because I'm going to have quite a bit of B-roll. The first thing is actually exactly what I'm wearing today, which is this long sleeve maxi dress. I have this in the size large. I will have all of my sizing and links down below for you guys. And I really like this dress. I've really gotten into the mode and the mood to wear dresses this year, specifically during the summer, spring. Before now, I just really didn't care about dresses. So I didn't have a lot, and so I've been slowly trying to build that aspect of my wardrobe. And of course, I've started off with Amazon. As I learn more about clothing in general and just certain Amazon brands, I will probably gravitate towards more expensive brands, but I need to find the cuts and the general styles that I enjoy and I actually get the most use out of. This is a style that I've actually thoroughly been enjoying. I think that it is nice and thin, so you can actually wear it in the hot summer and spring depending on where you're from. Once we get into fall and winter, and if I'm still enjoying this form of silhouette, I definitely think I would want something that's thicker. That said, it is thin. I haven't seen that it's see-through, but I definitely need to do some more investigating on that in particular just because of my vibes. But yeah, I really enjoy the dress. I like the cut. I love the square neckline, and that's different compared to some of the other maxi dresses that I brought in, which is why I decided to pick this up. And it's also quite affordable. I want to say it's under $30, at least when I picked it up. I want to say it was around maybe $20-ish, which I very much appreciated. Next is something that actually went viral. So many people were talking about it, which is why there's a brand or two on TikTok that now it's basically what they do is feature a very similar product, but in one that's specifically made for women. And these are the men cargo pants that have the drawstring at the waist that is supposed to be perfect for those of us who have a different or non-traditional body dimensions from waist to hips. And that is me. I've always had that. And so it's just something that I've learned to live with, but I love cargo pants. This worked perfectly for me when I was working in retail. I was allowed to wear cargo pants in my uniform. And that's genuinely why I picked these pants up, was for that. But since then, I have still enjoyed wearing them. I will say, at least for me, because of the dimensions that I have on my body, it does get a little tiring having that drawstring right around my stomach area. And sometimes I can feel it's digging into my skin. So do keep that in mind. But otherwise, I think the style and the fit is beautiful. I think I have this in the size 40. I really like it a lot, and I've gotten quite a few compliments on this particular pants as well. So I definitely say go for it in case you're interested. It did take me about 2 times to find the right size for me because the size that Amazon recommended and I kind of guessed did not work. So definitely I would say kind of size up instead of sizing down, or kind of sizing to what you think you are, because it's always easier to use that drawstring to make it fit your waist, but to make it fit those hips, baby, you need some extra room. So yeah, either way, I really love these cargos. They are definitely a favorite of mine. Would I buy another color? Maybe, but I think I would try a different style instead, and maybe try like maybe that TikTok brand that has the different version of how to kind of cinch in the waist while still working with your hips. Next is yet another dress, and this is the spaghetti strap crisscross bodycon dress. This dress, I like it. I do like it. I tend to hide my arms. That's been always a kind of sore spot for me. And as I've gotten a little bit bigger after training, kind of stopped immediately for me. I detest my arms. So I don't like that aspect of this dress, but I love the kind of crisscross design in the back. I really like that, and I think the fit looks beautiful as well. Definitely a slightly thicker material on this dress than the one that I'm currently in today. But once again, I just wanted to try to get my feelings on the different styles, the different silhouettes, the different cuts. I do tend to gravitate towards maxi dresses. It's just the length that I am comfortable in right now. Who knows, in a couple years that might change, but right now I'm very comfortable in the maxi dress range. And I do enjoy bodycon dresses. They aren't, a live or die, but I do like the aesthetic and the vibe, and I love how you can wear them in different ways, different places, both casual to dressy, as long as your accessories and maybe some other things are done. And as for my kind of insecurity with my arms with this particular dress, I tend to throw on just like a cover up or something very simple, very light. I have a jean one that I've been rocking pretty much nonstop since I picked it up. Very kind of variety, or you can even honestly put on a t-shirt on top and it could be a vibe, or even a sweatshirt. I know that was like a whole thing on TikTok for a little bit, and I think quite a few people still use that trend now. So you can always make something work for you. Just know that if you feel comfortable in it, rock it. So I'm a baker. I don't bake like professionally or anything, but I just enjoy baking. It is definitely a way for me to, one, procrastinate, but also to just relax in a way that sometimes other things just don't allow me to do. And a couple of months ago, I went on a huge baking spree where I baked my favorite type of cupcake, which is a chocolate cupcake and peanut butter frosting. And I picked it up, or I created them, and I was delivering them to like my both of my jobs, because at the time I had two jobs. And I got two different types of organizers or storage for these cupcakes. One, I got just a basic plastic storage bin. Unfortunately, my old one broke, so I needed a new one. I thought that this was fine. It's a snap on, and I like that you can kind of divide the two tops. So you can have just 12 cupcakes, or you can carry all 24 depending on what you need. I did appreciate that because that was very helpful when I wanted to keep some cupcakes in the house, but also take some cupcakes to wherever I was going. So I did really like that. But the piece de resistance, okay, were these. These were like little cute individual boxes that I was so happy I found and took the time to pick up. They are a plastic like container, and you do have to build them when you get them. So do know that. And otherwise, it was great. It was easy to build. I didn't have any problems with that. And when I was giving them to the people that I was giving to, they loved the boxes. They loved the packaging. Some of them actually asked if they needed to return it, because I guess to them, it just looked so professional and like something that I would want to reuse. I kind of bought it purposely knowing that it would be a one-time use, and it once again was not that expensive. I want to say it was around maybe $12 or so. The carrier was the one that really bit into my budget, but I was so happy to have picked up both of these from Amazon, and I definitely would recommend them. I definitely could see me picking up those boxes again when I go through another splurge and I need to get those cupcakes out of the house. But yeah, they're really, really pretty, and also you could always just reuse these products. Doesn't have to be a cupcake container, even though they say it's a cupcake box. It could be for something else. So definitely let your mind and your imagination be the limit, if you will, on that one. Something else that I got for the kitchen or for my household is steel chopsticks. I've always loved chopsticks. I went through a phase in high school where it's pretty much the only utensil I use, and I kind of go in waves, but I wanted another pair of chopsticks in the house, particularly to use use, and I wanted one that was more hygienic. My previous pairs that I got for me and all of my family were plastic, and they just had like a coating over them. But because I had used them so much, and even though they said they were dishwasher safe, I put them in the dishwasher and that coating started to like crack off. So I didn't want to go back down that plastic route again. I wanted to get something that I knew would be hygienic, we could clean, and be good to go. So I decided to get these steel chopsticks. It comes in a set of, I want to say 5. I want to say it's somewhere around $20 again for these, and I really like them. I've been able to use them. I like the little container that they come in. I've kept them in that so that I don't lose them, because sometimes you can lose your chopsticks and then you look stupid having one stick instead of both of them. So I've really enjoyed it. I've been using my chopsticks as I did when I was younger, and I love it. So yeah, it's something a little bit niche, but I genuinely enjoy using chopsticks to eat. Not every day anymore, but I still enjoy using them quite often. So I'm happy to have this 5 set. I have become a coffee drinker this year. It was not something that I expected. It was not something that I anticipated. If you knew me in 2022, you would know that I used to judge people who were drinking coffee. I was like, oh, really? I drink coffee now. But I don't drink very heavy coffee, and it's very, very sugary. Very, very sugary. So the coffee that I drink is the Starbucks Blonde roast, so it's the light roast. And like I said, I drink a lot of sweetened products in it. I tend to use oat milk. I'm telling you, if you have not tried Chobani's oat milk, it's not a part of this list, but it's just tangentially. Try Chobani's oat milk. It is my favorite. I have hooked my dad onto it. It is great. Every time I tell people, they love it. And you can also get coupons sent to your house so that you get a discount on them. So go to the Chobani website. I think it's in the contact us section. I literally just asked, I want the coupon sent to my house. They asked for my address. I sent the address. They sent the coupon. So definitely check out that. My favorite from the Chobani oat milk is their caramel one. Oh, to die for. But anyways, my favorite coffee from Starbucks is, like I said, the Blondie roast, but that got expensive going to Starbucks every morning, and also it took time away from my commute that I just did not have. So I decided to get this. This is a 3-pack of their instant coffee grounds, the same exact roast that I already like. And what I can do is just prep it at home. I tend to predominantly only drink cold coffee. I haven't found a warm coffee that I enjoy, so I just drink cold coffee. And what I will do is I will just brew a whole batch of it in the beginning of my week, and then I'll be sitting in the fridge ready for me to use it throughout the week, and then I just replenish as I need. I think I've already talked about the container that I used to brew it, but in the event that I didn't, I will just have it here. It's a really nice, like, I wouldn't say it's plastic, because it's definitely not plastic, and I definitely wouldn't say it's glass. It's like that strong plastic material. I don't really know, but that's what this is. It's really nice. I have used it with pouring boiling hot water into the container, and I've had no problems at all. So I definitely would recommend this. I haven't actually put ice in it like the ad presents on Amazon. I've only used it by putting really hot water, but I would only assume that it would still work great. So definitely would highly recommend this in the event that you are interested. And it's a really nice setup to kind of do your own coffee at home. That way it's ready to go in the morning, and it just makes your mornings easier and less kind of stressful. I've also been able to save quite a bit of money, because buying these 3 and the amount of coffee cups that I am able to drink out of it, it's a lot more cost effective than going to Starbucks. Don't get me wrong, I still go to Starbucks and I enjoy Starbucks, but there are some times where it's more of a special treat instead of a daily necessity. The next thing that I have, I absolutely love this. So like I've told you guys, I am back in school, and being back in school, you're introduced to different things that are very helpful that sometimes you just never would have known without somebody else showing you. And quite a few of my classmates use their iPad to take notes. I started doing that. It's super helpful. GoodNotes is for the win, okay? If you don't have the GoodNotes app, I think it's like $5 something. You have to pay for it, unfortunately, but it's at least it's paid for itself and then some since I've had it. And I've only had it for maybe 6-ish months. So not very long at all. But I have definitely used the mess out of that thing. Okay. But anyways, on the iPad, when I was writing and trying to like begin taking notes, I found that I was having difficulty because my stylus would just kind of glide over the whole, like, mirrored protector, the screen, right? My stylus would glide over the screen. It would not stay stagnant and kind of allow me to write the way that I'm used to. So there are screen protectors that give you that paper-like finish where it's a little bit rougher. So not like rough, but it's rougher so that the stylus actually stops and it gives you more of like that paper feel and vibe to it. So I highly recommend this. Unfortunately on Amazon, I could only find this in packs of 3, which sometimes I love, but genuinely I just hate that because I don't have 3 iPads, so I don't need 3 screen protectors. But I digress. I did get this 3-pack, and thankfully I was able to slough off at least one of the other screen protectors to somebody else. But yeah, I definitely highly recommend this concept and this type of product in the event that you like to write on your iPad a lot. Even if you're somebody who likes to draw, I think that that would help make that transition a little bit easier from like a traditional pen and paper to your iPad and your stylus. Some more household kind of food kitchen items that have been the rage, the actual rage. I cannot keep these in stock in the house are 2 things. Let's start off with the food item. These are chomps. These are beef sticks that are pretty much, I want to say, the most highest percentage of like beef jerky that I've seen, and they're really good. I mean, they are packed with beef jerky in them. They don't taste like Slim Jims. Slim Jims have that very clear coating around it where it's just a bit much. It was cool when you were younger, but now that you're older, you're like, this is what I loved? Absolutely not. Well, these are like, I would say like the adult version of Slim Jims. They're thicker. Like I said, they're more packed with meat, and I just like them. I think that they're a healthier version as well. So they come in boxes on Amazon, and the jalapeno brand is, or the jalapeno flavor is the flavor that we've had coming into this house. I literally have this on subscription, okay? And I still can't keep it in available. Like it's just being eaten nonstop, but it's something that we all enjoy, so I love to get it. And yeah, so these are chomps. Great products. And then for drinks, a lot of people have talking about those probiotic drinks, and so I decided to go ahead and jump onto it. Now, I tried the root beer. Absolutely not. As somebody who, root beer was my favorite soda when I was younger, don't play yourself. But the 2 flavors that I actually think are nice are the orange and the watermelon. Oh my gosh. If I had to choose between the 2, I would definitely choose the watermelon. The watermelon is beautiful. It is great. It's refreshing. It's juicy. But unfortunately, that one is not available for subscription, at least the last time I checked on Amazon. So I have the orange on subscription, and I'm going to need Amazon to do a little bit better with their subscriptions, because their subscriptions right now are only twice a week. I need them things about once a week, okay? Because the poppies, I cannot keep in the house. It's not happening. Those are guzzled, and they're so good. They're refreshing. They're like a healthy soda, and so who am I to say no? But these are some gems. I'm telling you guys, the amount of times that I have repurchased these. So I was looking at my Amazon, and I've made 30 orders this year on Amazon, which compared to a lot of people, I feel like that's like their monthly Amazon quantity, So I'm content with that. But literally half of those orders have been between the 2 subscription items that I have. That is telling you how often we get these subscriptions and how much they are enjoyed. Because once they're not enjoyed, I'm not buying them. Okay, let's face it. These are being enjoyed. So I continue to buy them, and I think it's worth the money. It's definitely a cheaper alternative, especially if you look at like your local stores. A lot of the local stores only give you packs of 4 for the poppies and the chomps. It's just not as effective. So definitely would recommend picking them off of Amazon if these are products that you get a lot of use out of and you just want to try to save some money overall. Another thing that I've really enjoyed that's an electronic is actually the SIM card lightning thing, like adapter that I have for my phone. So I do a lot of content on my camera. As you guys know, it's my DSLR Nikon. And on that SIM card is a lot of stuff that I want to put, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. But I've always been annoyed that I have to upload the product or the content onto my computer and then email it to my phone to save it onto my phone. Well, with this SD card reader, I am able to quite literally take the SD card, put it in the reader, and plug the reader directly into my phone and just skip all those unnecessary steps. So that has honestly been the reason why I've been so much more active on my Instagram, because otherwise for Instagram, I would just quite literally forget to send the videos, the content, whatever, to my email. So it never got to my phone. And so I just kept deleting it off this SD card because I needed more room. And I never got it to my phone to put it on Instagram as well. So I would highly recommend this if you're a content creator, if you just do a lot of work on a camera as well, and you want to put them onto your phone easier and quicker. That's the route that I would tell you to do. And you can even do the same thing. You can still do the steps for your photos and for your videos. And all you have to do is plug it into your phone. Once you do, open up your Photos app and it should pop up on the bottom right corner. It'll just be on that bottom toggle and it'll just say import. You click that, you tell it what you want it to import, you decide if you want it to stay on the SD card or not, and then you can just unplug it because there's no really like safe eject situation. So highly recommend that. I've really been getting so much use out of it, and it's helped me to get my Instagram back to active status. 3 more products I want to talk about today with you guys. So when I was working in retail, I was on my feet, as you are, nonstop. There was pretty much no breaks. You had one 15-minute break if your shift was 6 hours or less. So that is a lot of time that you're just on your feet, moving about, maybe standing about, whatever you have to do for that shift. And I found that my feet were aching. Now I am at the biggest size that I've ever been in my life, so I don't know if that is a continuing factor, but the arches in my feet were just always being demolished during these shifts. And so I found these insoles. I want to say that I got this recommendation from Taylor Wynn, but these are some of the best insoles that I have found. And what I did is I put these insoles into my work shoes, which I actually ended up buying some Dr. Scholl shoes. I love those shoes. I will continue to wear them in the winter time when it's more appropriate, but they are very comfortable. And I just wore out the heel because, I was wearing the shoes for at least 20 to 30 hours every week for months. And so you wear down the shoe and you have to replace them if you want them to feel overly comfortable. So I got these insoles. I really like them. I definitely could say that it was probably time for me to get another pair. So probably before the winter I will purchase these, but these are definitely a must-have for me if you're going to be on your feet and you want something that gives you that arch support, but also just overall feels comfortable. There were a couple other insoles that I tried and I picked up and they just didn't fit. They didn't work perfectly. And the best part about this is because I wear a size 11, that is literally the biggest size that it goes to, so I don't have to trim or cut anything from this insole. Some of the other ones I had to buy them in the men's size to get them to fit my feet because they didn't have women's sizes up to my shoe size. So I really appreciate everything about this insole, and yeah, these would be the insoles that I would recommend. Next, we're getting into one beauty item. I don't buy a lot of beauty on Amazon. It's just not a place that I go, but one that I decided to pick up is this pistache body cream. Y'all, I picked this up and I was hearing a lot about it, hearing that this would work with any pistachio perfume or cologne or spray, whatever that you have. I have two. I have the Yum Pistachio from Kyali, and then I also have my Chorizo 71. I think it's 71 body spray from Sol de Janeiro. I layer all three. I layer all three, and when I tell you that this layering combination is a favorite of mine, it's a favorite. Absolute favorite. I would highly recommend this body cream. It's a nice moisturizing body cream. It's not overly thick though. I feel like it's very much a whipped consistency, so it definitely absorbs into my skin. I have eczema prone skin, and I did not find that this particular body cream made me have any flare-ups at all, so I definitely love this body cream. I am disappointed that the brand only has this range. They have some other products in the range, but they don't have any more scents. If they had more scents, I would run, not walk, to get them because I really enjoy them. And that's coming from somebody who has a plethora of Bath and Body Works creams that I am slowly getting through. So that really tells you how much I enjoy this particular body cream. And like I said, I would highly recommend it. Honestly, I might get some for a gift because I have somebody's birthday coming up. I might get that for a gift for them because I don't have a gift yet. But there's some other things I could do. I need to figure out their gift, but this is definitely something I would recommend as a gift. I don't think it's insulting to get somebody something that smells great. I think that's a nice thing to do, but who am I? So yeah, highly love this, highly recommend. Once again, not too expensive. I don't really mess with things that are too expensive. No ma'am, no Pam. At least not on Amazon. I just don't fully trust Amazon to do that. But I have been a member since, college, so maybe I should, but no. Okay, one more product to talk about, and this is actually something that technically I don't have in my possession right now. It's literally waiting for me to pick it up at an Amazon locker. So when I pick it up, if I enjoy the product, I will keep this in. Otherwise, I will just skip to the end and you guys will have never seen this. But I got two rompers from this brand. The brand is, I think it's OQA. This is a brand that I've seen talked about a lot for pretty much all of their products. I think this is the brand that has the skim-like dupe Bodycon dress that was like the first thing that really got people interested, and then they kind of slowly went through their catalog. I saw somebody talk about the fact that when you're going on to try stuff in a thrift store, what you should do is wear a Bodycon romper, and you can just put the products on top, both tops and bottoms. And I was like, that's nifty. Not that I go to thrift stores, although I've been wanting to kind of get into thrifting a little bit, but the concept of you being able to wear this one item and you can just throw things on top to layer or unlayer is just a nice idea for me. So I decided to get one romper that is like long sleeve and long pants, and then another one that's short sleeve and short. So I'm very excited to try both of these items. If I enjoy them, I could definitely see me moving towards getting a couple more items from the brand. They have some bodysuits that a lot of people have been recommending, and I have certain bodysuits that I enjoy, certain ones not so much. So I would love to hear if you guys have tried this brand. What do you recommend? If you tried any of the products that I'm talking about, comment down below to give some testimonials to other people. And then of course, if you have some favorites on Amazon that you would recommend to me, shout them off down below in the comments. And with that said, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoy Prime Day. I hope you are able to scoop up the things that you want. A lot of the times there is quite a few beauty items that are on sale, along with pretty much everything. I mean, they pretty much knock down prices for everything and anything that you can think of. I pick and choose certain items going in that I am expecting or kind of already had my eye on, and if they drop in price, then I'll pick them up. Otherwise, I don't really do too much during Prime Day. That's just not something I do. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to give you guys this video in the event that you wanted some inspiration on what to pick up, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty guys, bye.